the track and field playbook has been the same since the 1970s. We focus on track events and nothing against sprints or distance, but we've had the exact same playbook for the last 50 years, and you've seen a heavy decline of track and field focus in the U.S., and yet we still do the same playbook. And now we're revolutionizing track and field with these leagues that are the same playbook in a sport that is unfortunately dying in the U.S. And so in the modern social media era, you have 10 seconds in the 100 to really create that content, where in the throws you have 40 plus attempts, and to have fast action cuts, and we don't make the most of that as an event, and as a sport we also don't. So I feel like in the modern era of shortened attention spans, all of that, you can't expect an audience to sit there for 30 minutes to watch a 10-second 100. Them going from call room 1 to call room 2 to the blocks to start to 30 minutes of analysis doesn't make sense with a modern audience. And so if I can show fast action, decisive attempts, I think that's where the Shot Put League will kind of shine, and making it more for an American audience. So just making it to things that people can relate, fast action, put refs in zebra striped uniforms, stuff like that. Just make it understandable for Americans.
And I mean, I'm sure that you're getting a lot of people to kind of buy into it, whether it's, some of the other shot putters that are really buying into it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the guys are excited about it. They know the value and potential of the event. And the other thing we've struggled with in track and field is shot putters. We predominantly apply ourselves in track and field with just mostly runners. So you're trying to gain market share from runners, and the fans are runners. And so, it makes sense that shot is not the most popular event. But you've seen a massive growth in strength sports in the U.S. in the last 10 to 20 years. Strongmen went from being way poorer than shot putters to now they're making 7 figures. And so you've seen massive growth in strength sports, CrossFit as well. And so the strength culture in the U.S. is on the rise, and I think shot put needs to tap into that. Obviously, for world champs and Olympics, I'd love to see us back in the stadium, but taking the event to other events outside of track and field and exposing what makes shot put impressive to the audience that it's impressive to is what we do poorly right now, and I think where the sport will grow.
Is there going to be balance with, of course, Diamond Leagues, Continental Tours? Like, shot putters, y'all compete very frequently throughout the year. Like, how are you going to balance your league with some of the other competitions?
Yeah, so that'll be a bit of a challenge, obviously, is figuring out a schedule that works for the athletes, because the last thing I wanted to do is take away from performance at the majors. And so I think that for the longest time, we've been focused on kind of a season that runs from spring till summer, and it's easier to put these rapid fire attempts after the majors. Like I've done 6 comps in the last 20 days. You can't do that before a major. So with World Champs being the last meet, I think we probably do our series in the fall after World Champs, where you can get into a competition frequency and not have it cost you a World Champs or Olympic title.
So in theory, obviously Tokyo is in September. After September?
Yeah, but I wanted to go fast, so I wanted to go in multiple comps, so that it's almost a replacement for training. So it'd be a true series. You have a season that comp, compete, travel, shakeout day, compete, so that you can actually have a true series that builds on each other. You have stories and timelines instead of compete 6 weeks, compete twice, 4 weeks, compete, and then a major. I'd like to see it be an actual series and an actual season.